Hello again. Today I'm doing my August wrap-up for my YA book, and I decided to do this outside. It's a little louder out here than normally is inside. Hopefully I got the settings right and I'm coming in pretty good, but I wanted to try to do something a little different. These are all the YA books that I read for the month of August, and the middle grade in there too, including this Savage Song. I also read that as well on ebook. So let me just get to the ebook first. This Savage Song. This is the first YA book I've read by V.E. Schwab, and I really did enjoy it. It was a really nice, well done book about a society that has monsters. There's this person who kind of teams up with this monster because the person who's running the monster area of town, I guess, is trying to do some shady stuff. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's really a nice story, nice dichotomy between the two different worlds of her world as kind of a monster hunter and the world of the monster just trying to fit into the human world. And I really do enjoy it. I can't wait to read the next book in that series. Really good series. Again, so far, everything that V.E. Schwab, Victoria Schwab has written, I have totally enjoyed. Next book that I read was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I finally read this book. I know I'm probably one of the few people who hasn't read this book. I finally read this book, and I actually really did enjoy it. It was a really fun read. I actually watched the movie after I read the book. I don't think I ever saw the movie either. You know, the thing is, if when you're not into this as much as, you know, most average people, I think I might have watched Chambers of Secrets and not Sorcerer's Stone. I think I'm going to wind up continuing this series and reading through the series and watching the movies because I really did enjoy this. I don't think anybody has to explain what the story is about. Everybody knows, but Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, I really did enjoy this. Great book. Next book I'm going to talk about is I Am Still Alive, and this was a really good book. I really like this. I'll probably give this like 4.5 stars. This is about a woman whose mother passes away and she winds up reconnecting with her dad in this wilderness in Canada, I believe, and a series of events happens that basically puts her on a survival route. It's kind of like a Revenant for like a teenage story. It's really good. I really did enjoy it. Like I said, a 4.5 stars. Great book. It's called I Am Still Alive. Next book was Dear Rachel Maddow. This is a cute YA contemporary about a girl who gets assigned a task to write to a celebrity, a hero, and she picks Rachel Maddow, and she starts, you know, writing to Rachel Maddow and starts really sharing all of her life with her. You get to see what's going on in her life. She had a lot of problems with her brother who died from drug overdose. She just broke up with her girlfriend. She's having some issues at school. And I guess I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a really cute contemporary. I really loved the romance in this. She winds up finding another girlfriend in this story. A really nice romance. The only thing that probably have a little bit of an issue with is they do talk about domestic violence in here. They talk about date rape, and they kind of gloss over it. It's almost used as a plot device. I felt like it really, you know, kind of cheapened that. That was the only thing I really kind of had a bit of a problem with. But otherwise, I did really enjoy this book. 4 stars. Great book. Dear Rachel Maddow. Next book I read was Champion. So I finally finished this Legend series, Marie Lu book. I liked it. I wasn't crazy about this series in general. I think I would give it a 3.5. It's a good series, not a great series. And it ended okay. Like I said, it wasn't a bad book. It wasn't as good as Warcross, the other Marie Lu book I've read. And I'm looking forward to reading Young Elites and seeing what I think about that. But this series, this Legend series, was just kind of okay. Next book I was really looking forward to reading, which was Campfire. This is by Sean Sauls. It comes from James Patterson Presents imprint. This is basically a story about a family and a couple of kids and some friends who go camping, tell campfire stories, and then these campfire stories kind of come to life. That's basically the premise. I really like the stories. The campfire stories were really cool. You know, the whole escaped mental patient, you know, animal kills you in the woods, and, you know, kind of deliverance mountain men stories. I really like the actual campfire stories, but the connection in between the stories, the actual, you know, killing and threatening of these people, I didn't like it too much. And then it does, I don't even want to kind of spoil it, but it does kind of a hook at the end that is in a famous horror movie that I'm not going to mention, that I was like, oh my God, they're not doing that. Are they really doing that? And I was just like, I was kind of groaning when I saw like what the twist ending was of this book. So I don't even know how to rate it because I really did like the campfire stories, even though they were pretty short. I did like the campfire stories that they told. The whole rest of the book wasn't really that good because especially the twist ending I really kind of disliked. I guess I would give it like a 3.5 maybe because I did really like the campfire stories. I think just for those stories alone it might be worth a read, but just don't expect too much out of it, I guess is what I'm gonna say. That is Campfire by Sean Sauls. Next one is a book I really loved, and that is Price Guide to the Occult. This is a story about a woman whose mother goes on a book tour for this book, The Price Guide to the Occult. And what she is basically a witch, and she's written this book that, you know, has real spells in it and does some real things for people. So obviously she's blowing up along the circuit, on the talk show circuit and everything else, because she does these, you know, spells that actually are working. But you find out that there's darker nature to this woman, and it's really good. In fact, the woman is almost reminds me of kind of like a Flowers in the Attic type of feel as far as how dark the mother is, kind of a fairy tale way as far as how dark the mother is and how the daughter and the mother have to kind of fight. I really did like it. I really liked this book. I love the prose in it. The way it was written was really beautifully written. Yeah, it's definitely a 4.5. It's not perfect. There are some slow spots in it, but I did really like this book. That is The Price Guide to the Occult. Another book I really liked was Cress. This is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. I've kind of had a bit of a love-hate for the Lunar Chronicles. I really liked Cinder, wasn't too crazy about Scarlet, but Cress I really did like, especially the romance between Cress and I guess Captain Thorn. Really nice, really well done. The story definitely moved along at a nice brisk pace, had all of the characters in there involved, makes you really want to read the next book. I am so looking forward to winter and seeing how this series ends, but this definitely ratcheted up the series for me, made me really want to read the next book. This is definitely a 4-star read. This is Cress from the Lunar Chronicles. Next book is called The Supervillain and Me. This is a cute romance story, pretty much set in a superhero world. Really nice, actually. It was really well done. It had a really interesting superhero story about a guy who everyone thinks is a supervillain, who this woman meets. Her brother is a superhero, so she isn't too crazy about the superhero scene because of her brother being the superhero and getting all the attention. And, you know, she starts to fall for this one guy who everyone thinks is a supervillain, and you find out that he's not a supervillain, that he's actually a good guy, but you're debating whether is he a good guy or a bad guy, and there's a big plot, and it's just got some real nice superhero story in it. If you like superheroes, I definitely think you would like this. If you like romance, I think you would like this. Just an all-around fun little book. I'll give it like 4 stars. It's a great book to me. This is The Supervillain and Me. Next one is Notes from My Captivity. A little in a similar vein to I Am Still Alive. This is kind of a survival story. This is about a girl who goes with her stepfather to Russia to meet these mythical, again, mountain type people who her stepfather has been researching but can never prove that they exist. And they go to find these mountain people, and there's a lot of story about her original dad who died and trying to connect with her father and meeting these mountain people. It really was a well done book. I really liked the way it was done. I liked the way it was written. This is a 4.5 star. I really did enjoy this book. It's called Notes from My Captivity. Great book. Next book I'm going to talk about is Lifelike. It's about these AIs that were outlawed, and this woman, Eva, I believe is her name, who, let's see, Eva discovers the ruins of a beautiful android named Ezekiel. She learns the dark secrets of her past, while they trek across deserts of irradiated glass, battle cyborg assassins, and scour abandoned megacities. Again, I just wasn't that crazy about this book. I'm going to give it a 3 star, to be honest with you. I thought it was okay, wasn't great, wasn't something I probably would read again. And the hook at the end, as far as what Eva's mystery, was so easy to find out. I knew right away what it was, and it wasn't a big mystery to me. Yeah, not to me, not an interesting book. And that is Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. Next book is called The Unfortunates. This is a story about a guy who feels guilt for causing an accident and hurting some people, and he kind of plans on killing himself in this hiking accident he wants to do. What happens is he finds some other people in there, and he winds up trying to save these people, There is a hook at the end that I really did enjoy. Sorry about the noise. That's what you do when you get outside here. There is a hook at the end that I did really enjoy. All in all, though, the book was kind of okay. Not a great book, but I really did enjoy the hook, so I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. That is The Unfortunates. Next book was Undead Girl Gang. I did really look forward to this. This is cute. It's not a great book by any means. It's about a woman whose best friend dies, and she resurrects her from the dead along with the people she was with to try to figure out who killed her. Everyone believes it's a suicide. She doesn't. Again, a cute little book, but not great. Okay. Again, probably a 3. Yeah, maybe a 3-star. I didn't find it really that compelling. I thought I expected a lot more out of it. Expected a lot more humor, a lot more darkness, and I didn't get either. So yeah, this is Undead Girl Gang. And the last book I'm going to talk about is Spellbook of the Lost and Found. I really did enjoy this book. It was a story about this group of friends that go and do this spell to find things. Things start getting missing. It goes back in time a little bit. It's pretty creepy in some ways, and it is a really fun book. I really did enjoy it. I'm actually going to want to read this author's other book, The Accident Season, because I really did enjoy this. I'm going to give this a 4-star. A really enjoyable book, and that is called Spellbook of the Lost and Found. And that's my wrap up for August. Sorry about the noise and everything else going on around here. I'm not sure how well this mic picks it up, but this was an experiment. This was me trying to do something a little different. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.